Hey subscribers, how are you doing? I am back. Getting ready to go into the second part of this discussion. As we get ready to go into, I like to call it Vision 2020. If you get ready to go into 2020, I want you to be prepared. I want to be prepared, and this is more for me than it is for you. But anyway, like I said, go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed, and make sure you like, comment, and share. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget the t-shirts. They're really nice shirts. I love them. But yeah, first I want to tell you guys about this dream that was given to me about maybe about 4 nights ago. But anyway, so in this dream, it was like my little niece. Yeah, it was like me and my two brothers. We had a little niece. She was a little baby. And my brother was like, I think she needs changing. I'm gonna go change her diapers. And he was holding her the baby, like maybe she was maybe about 3 months old. And so he was holding the baby, and he was like, "Here, you hold her until I go get the diaper bag." So he puts the baby. So I grabbed the baby, and I'm holding the baby, but the baby is so tiny. I mean, the baby is like small, like teeny tiny, like I could hold the baby on my fingers. That's how small the baby was. I mean, it's a little teeny tiny baby. I mean, and so it was, and I really didn't think that much about it in a dream. It's like, okay, it wasn't like, oh, she's unusually tiny, what's wrong? It wasn't like that. It was like, it was normal for me. So I'm just holding her, and then, so my brother comes back, and he reaches for the baby. He reaches for it. I give it back to him. And when I gave him the baby, she's like regular size. I mean, she's not teeny tiny. She's like a regular size, like 3 months old. And it was really, really weird. It was like, what? And I didn't like even feel. I think and then I woke up, and I was like, that is so weird. And a lot of times, I have had so many dreams, and if a dream stays with me, I know that God's trying to tell me something. And this is one of those dreams that stayed with me, and it's like, what is this about? Like, the baby was so tiny when I had him, but when I gave it to my brother, like the baby was big. I didn't understand it, and I heard the Lord say to me, vision, like vision. It's like vision. It's like, okay, and I got it. I got it. I really did. It's like, wow. Because the truth basically is about vision. And basically it's like what he was telling me was that my vision was too small. Yeah. Because God wants to do big things. And I know that because when I heard him, he said, when I heard vision, this song popped into my head. I don't know if you guys, it's one of my favorite songs, and it's called Big. I think it's by Pastor Mike. I think that's his name. But you can find it on YouTube. It's a beautiful song. It's about how God wants to do big things in our life. And so basically it's like my vision is too small. I mean, I have visions. We all have vision. But God wants to do big things. And as a matter of fact, I think it's almost an insult to God when we have like small vision. Because he is so much bigger that he wants to do big things for us. And I have visions, yeah, but I have dreams that I go, and I guess they are small. And I say that because of my brother does have big visions, and he goes for it too. I mean, he started out just working in a retail store, as just selling stuff, working for other people. And now he had his own business. He's his own boss. Has people working for him. I mean, he's living a very, 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 very successful life. Very successful life. I mean, he's doing great for himself. I mean, I wish I was doing this great, And I mean, I have a master's degree. He doesn't must have all that. He has his own business, making money, nice house, nice. He has all of that, because he really goes for what he wants, So I was like, vision, wow, yeah. I guess my visions are kind of small, and I guess it's like the Lord telling I need to dream big. because he's capable of doing so much in our lives, in my life, in your life. And so, how big is your vision? How big is your vision? Is your vision too small? I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, Vision 2020, it's like, he can do so much for us, he wants to do big things. So, yeah, so like, I need to start dreaming bigger. Definitely, definitely. Bigger vision, yes. Because I used to have like such big goals when I was younger, when I was a kid, like, I'm going to have this, I'm going to do that. And I just kind of lost it along the way. So, yeah, so I definitely need to dream bigger. That's just something I definitely need to do. But yeah, I just want to share that with you. You look at your own dreams and your own goals. You have small, you have big, your vision small, is it big? But yeah, I know that's something, I know it was for me, but maybe you can get something from the dream that I had. You can look at your dreams, your vision, and see if they're big or they're small. But yeah, I just want to share that with you, the dream that was given to me, and make me realize, yeah, God wants to do big things in my life. He wants me to, you know, dream big, because my visions are too small. Anyway, yeah, I just want to share that with you. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you can get something out of it for yourself, like I said. But anyway, I'm going to go over with you, yes, Deuteronomy chapter 8 real quick. I'm trying to make this quick. I don't want this to be a long video. So hopefully, I pray you've read this. Like I said, I used to read Deuteronomy chapter 8 like religiously, like at least once a week because I felt led to do so. And I would read it. I have been reading it probably like for about 10 years because I really, 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 really love what it's about. And so I'm going to go over some of this with you because I think it's very important for this year as we go into this new year, this new decade. And so especially because I believe that you guys are going to make it. I believe great things are going to happen for me. I know that. I so know that. I so do believe that. And I'm believing that for you too. And there's something that you need to remember. You need to take into consideration as you go into this. I want you to, like I said, I want you to be successful. Okay. So we're going to start in chapter 8. I'm not going to go each and every verse because that would take too long. But now I'm just going to try to make this. This is like done like years and years ago. Yes. I'm trying to talk about it that's more modern. Okay, so this is a commandment that Moses is getting. He's talking to the people. He's talking to the people. They're getting ready. He's going to the promised land. He won't be going with them. He's gonna turn the reins over to Joshua. He disobeyed God with something he was supposed to do. So he's not. He's gonna make sure that he gets the people prepared. It's like I want to make sure that you're prepared and that I'm prepared as we go into this new decade. But yeah, and that's what he's trying to do. And he's said to remember. And a lot of times you guys may hear me say Yahweh because sometimes I do use Yahweh and God, the Lord, and with Jesus. Sometimes I say Jesus, sometimes I might say Yeshua. So, just wanted to make you aware of that. But so he's talking about Yahweh or the Lord, and he wants telling the people to remember him as they're getting ready to go. He said it was God who led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness to humble you. So yeah, so in our lifetime, in our life, we are going through things, and it's to humble us. A lot of the issues and problems stuff that we're going through is to humble us. And so he said to humble you and test you to know what was in your heart. And also, he want us to see what's in our heart because I don't know about you, but if you think about like I've seen this in me, like whenever I go through something, it helps me to see just how tough, how strong, or how weak I really am. My suffering sometimes causes me to see my issues, My problem was like, wow, I had no idea that that was in me. I had no idea that I was like that. And so a lot of times when you're going through these tests, is so you can see, where you need to grow at, where you need to mature at. It's testing you. He's testing you, to know what's in your heart. Because your true nature, what's in you, what's in your flesh is going to come out a lot of times when you're going through something. A lot of people know that. I mean, you can be like, oh, and I think I was talking to someone about this the other day. You can be like, oh, you have so much faith until you start going through something. As long as you're not going through anything, you have a lot of faith. But as soon as you start going through something, you see just how small your faith really is. But yeah, it's to test you and know what was in your heart. Also see whether or not you're going to keep his commandments or not. Because a lot of people, when they start going through things, they just start doubting. I mean, they see like, they break the commandments. I mean, they do things they didn't think that they would ever do. But yeah, it's the test to see what was in your heart, whether or not you will keep his commandments. So he humbled you, allow you to hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know. That he might make you know that man should not live by bread alone. And we don't live by bread alone. It's not about the flesh. They were upset. They wanted quail, they wanted meat, they wanted like the foods that they left behind in Egypt. The matter of fact, they were in bondage when they were in Egypt. They would think about the flesh. They didn't really. I think they probably got tired of eating that manna, but it was what they needed. It was healthier from them because they had to go through a detox. I mean, they were eating all this food that wasn't good for them in Egypt. And so they get ready to go through this wilderness for all these years. They need to have something light. Their body had to go through detox. I mean, they had to eat differently. But they even complained about that, about the food. But yeah, it's like we do not live by bread. No, we live by the word. The word. Yes. The word is our bread. It's about the spiritual food. And their garments did not wear out on them. Their foot did not swell up. He chastened them. That's what a loving father does. And he does it with us. He chastens us. You have kids. Like you have kids, it's like you chasing your kids because you love them. And he does the same thing for us. We've been chastened. Not that he hates us. Not like he's like a horrible father. He's a loving father. He chastens us, when we go through our trials to make us better, to make us obedient. We're looking out for us. Just think if you didn't chasten your kid, just imagine the crazy stuff that they'll get into. I mean, they probably get into crazy stuff. Yeah, they get into crazy stuff even when you do discipline them. But yeah, but chastening, it helps us. So therefore, it says in verse 6, we should keep the commandments of Yahweh our God. Keep the commandments, to walk in the ways and to fear him. For Yahweh your God is bringing you to a good land. And so think about that in 2020. I'm going into a good land. I'm leaving old things behind me. I'm leaving old mindsets behind me. I'm leaving excuses behind me. I'm going into a new land. I'm going into a new year. I'm going to a new decade. So I'm leaving that old stuff behind me, that old baggage. Like I said, that old mindset, that old negativity. I'm leaving it behind me. I'm not taking it with me in 2020. I'm not taking it with me into the new decade. I'm leaving it behind me. We're going into a good land. That's what he said. We're going to a good land. We're going to this new decade. It's a land of brooks and waters, fountains and springs. Good things. There's a lot of good stuff there that's going to be in this land. And think about there's a lot of good stuff that's waiting for us if we go into this new year, this new decade. And what he's telling them, and going down to verse 11, beware that you do not forget the Lord your God. by not keeping his commandments, his judgment, his statutes. Because when you start eating and you're full and you're building houses and your gold, silver and gold is multiplied, your heart will be lifted up. Let not your heart be lifted up. Then you forget about God. Forget that He's the one that brought you out of bondage. He led you out of Egypt, He led you through the wilderness, where there were serpents and scorpions. He gave you water to drink, brought water for you out of the rock. And He fed you, He took care of you. And like I was saying, basically what can happen is when a lot of people start being successful and start making money, they tend to forget God. They forget all about Him. All about Him, because their heart is lifted up. You may know some people like that. It's like, as soon as they get successful and get fame, fortune, whatever, they forget. Some of them will even stop going to church. They just up and just forget that it was God who brought them that far. It was God who gave them their gifts and their talents, who gave them the ideas. They didn't come up with that. He gave that to them. The opportunities, He gave that to them. And so He's like, no, don't forget. Don't forget. And this right here, chapter in verse 18, and you shall remember Yahweh your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth. God gave them the power to get wealth. He gave us the power to get wealth. We didn't do it for we don't do it for ourselves. We don't have that power. He gave us that power. That comes from Him. Because He said in verse 17 said that you may say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand had gave me this wealth. He's like, no, it was Yahweh God. It was God who gave you the power to get the wealth. Not you. Because we came into this world with nothing. So everything that we have comes from Him. The wisdom we have, the knowledge, the understanding, that all comes from Him. So yeah, you have power to get wealth. That comes from God. So therefore, when you get that wealth, you don't forget about Him. Be like, no, I did this. This is and a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Just even when it comes to like charity, I've seen a lot of people that say, hey, won't you help the poor? Won't you help them? I'm not helping them. I'm not giving them my money. It's not your money, honey. It's not, okay? So, really? It's not your money. A lot of people always think my money. No, it's not your money. Everything belongs to God, even what you call your money. He gave you the power to get and attain wealth. I just want to go over this, and there's a lot more to it. I'm not going to go to each and every little bit, but basically don't forget about them, because like I said, you are going to be successful in 2020. I'm going to be successful, and I want to make sure that you don't forget God. You don't forget who has taken you through the wilderness. Don't forget who took you out of bondage. Don't forget who blessed you with these opportunities, connecting you with the right people, giving you these ideas, merchandise, stuff that you're selling. It all comes from Him. You don't have anything to do with it. It's not you. I know you say, oh, well, I worked hard. I worked hard to get this far. It wasn't all you. Trust me, it wasn't you. He allowed you to wake up every morning. It was Him. It's all Him, not all you. So yeah, but that's what I want you to remember as you are going into this 2020. Because like I said, I believe you're going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. And don't forget God. That's what I really want to say. You do not forget Yahweh God, because He's about to do some great and amazing thing in our lives. And so, yeah, just be humble. And remember, it comes from Him. Give Him thanks for all that you have. But yeah, that's what I wanted to come with that lesson, I want to make sure that you are ready for this new decade. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that study. I like that study. There's, like I said, there's so much more to it, but this video is getting longer than I want it to be. But yeah, so don't forget Yahweh God. Don't ever forget about Him, okay? Put Him first. Be humble. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to you for now, and I'm so grateful for you and thankful for you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Love you so very much. Goodbye.